Okay, cultivation theory in the adult perception it has been very warped through many media outlets. Okay, so what media do we consume? Well, we consume, like, as young adults, we start consuming Netflix a lot. Now, a lot of popular things on Netflix are sitcoms. Friends, Cheers, Scrubs, stuff like that. They're all very popular. But then what else is very popular than Netflix? I mean, not a lot of people watch TV as much as they used to. We have other outlets. YouTube's very big. You can get everything on there. Music, new TV shows, original movies, video games, BuzzFeed videos, all of it. It's all there. And also just comment sections. You can just like comment on videos. You don't need to watch them all. You just put your opinion out there. You don't need anything. But I'm wondering, how does this type of media change our outlook, especially for me? First, we got to talk about cultivation theory, though. What is cultivation theory? Well, the basic claim is that heavy media intake cultivates our views of the real world through these media worlds, because they're not really TV worlds. They're media worlds, because it's not just television now. It's Netflix and YouTube and a bunch of other media. So, also another part of understanding cultivation theory is the vocabulary itself. What is cultivation? Well, Merriam-Webster describes it as a way of to foster the growth of. Well, that describes us perfectly, especially as growing adults, young adults. Our brains are constantly taking in information, and how do we take in information? Through media, and it's constantly growing, shaping us as a person. So the theorist George Gervner, when he came up with this theory, he was trying to answer the question of how does media affect us and our outlook on the real world. Well, how does it affect us? Well, let's look at the examples I use. So for Netflix, like I said, there's Friends. But Friends, I mean, it kind of warps our perception of being an adult. I mean, it's the idea that, oh, everything's fine. You go hang out at coffee houses and you have your apartment right across the hall from your best friends, and everything's fine at the end of the 20-minute episode, and everyone's happy. But that's not real life. For Cheers, there's a character, Norm. He's coming into the bar always. Everyone knows him, and everyone's like, Norm, whenever he comes in, and it's great. But whenever they talk to him, it's like, Norm, how's it going? The wife's nagging me. How's your job? Oh, it's terrible. The boss is going to fire me soon. Norm, you want to pay your bill finally? Nah, I don't have the money. He's an alcoholic, and everyone just perpetuates it ongoing and is okay with it, and that kind of warps our perception of alcohol and consumption of alcohol in general. And then there's Scrubs. Now, Scrubs is kind of less of a sitcom. I mean, there's no live action audience or laugh track, but it's kind of the same kind of timing as a sitcom. But what does that teach our brains? Well, these doctors are goofballs. They're all messing around with their best buddy. They're trying to date the hot nurse. It's all a joke. These doctors should not be a joke, though. That's not how our real world should be. But our perception is getting warped. Now, though these Netflix the sitcoms are warping our perception in a bad way, I think the worst culprit though is YouTube. Not with just the content on there, but the comments. You go through a comment section, it's nothing but homophobic, racist, and misogynistic comments. And I won't even give examples because it's so bad sometimes. So, but that just kind of warps our perception in a different way. So pretty much the whole thing is it warping our perception in a good or bad way? Well, like I said, Friends, it's just warping our perceptions to think that adult life is easy. It's not. Cheers, being an alcoholic is okay. It's not. That's not true. We know that's not true, but the way that it's glamorized makes it think, oh, it's not that bad. Scrubs, all doctors are unprofessional and just goofing around. Well, we don't want that, and we know it's not true because we don't want a doctor like that. And finally, the YouTube comments. It just perpetuates the idea that racism, homophobia, and misogynistic views are the norm. And no one has to step up for what they have said. But that's very false. You have to back up what you said, mostly because you can't say those types of things in our society now. So that's pretty much the idea of cultivation theory, is that because we consume these media, it's distorting our outside views. That's pretty much all of cultivation theory is saying, that all this media we consume, it's not always teaching us what the real world is.